Hello there and welcome. If you are watching this video, it is because you are enrolled in Chemistry 151, the online section with in-person lab at Sandhills Community College. I will be your professor for the semester. My name is Brennan Brown, and in this video I'm going to go over just a little bit about how the course works, what assignments you need to be completing, what my grading policies are, and hopefully everything you need to be successful in this course. So if you would, please follow along and I'll give you some of that information. As you open up the Moodle course, you can see it here behind me. The first thing I want you to do before you do anything else is take this orientation quiz. And you should do that for all of your courses that you have in Moodle as well that have that orientation quiz. That's just a bookkeeping effort by the state to show that you were in class on time and participating. There's no pressure there, nothing you need to learn for that quiz. Just please go in and answer the easy questions, and that will avoid you being dropped. You can see if you don't do that by the second Thursday of the semester, you will be dropped from the course. So please make sure you get that done in a timely manner. Underneath the required orientation quiz, you will see the announcements for the course. I will try my best to put reminders here of due dates and any other pertinent information you may need to know about changes to the course or anything like that. Luckily, those are sent to your email, so as long as you're checking your email on a regular basis, you should get any announcements that I post there sent to your email. So be on the lookout for those. You can see some helpful student information as far as tech support and some things go after that. But the third thing listed here on the Moodle site is our syllabus. So we will open that up and take a look at it real quick. You see it starts with a short course description. I won't read that to you. I'm assuming that as college students taking a chemistry class you can read, but then just beyond that is some important information for you about me. Again, my name is Brennan Brown, and I like to take a minute here to tell my students that Brennan is my middle name. I'm known by my middle name, but when I onboarded at Sandhills, they used my first name. So in some places, it is Stephen Brown, and we are one and the same. So if you get a message from Stephen Brown, that's from me. Be on the lookout for that. My location on the Pinehurst campus is Meyer Hall 203. It's down toward the right, Meyer is down toward the right. As soon as you come onto campus, it's kind of the last building on the right, on the front row. If you're ever looking to come, or when you come to lab, you'll need to know where Meyer is. Anyways, and my office hours are listed, so you can see I kind of have pretty open office hours. Anytime other than Monday, Wednesday from 11 to 2, I'm lecturing during those hours. And Thursday from 11:30 to 1, I usually have a standing lunch date on Thursday. But anytime other than that, Monday through Thursday, I'm in the office or in the lab, in which case you can still come by and get some help. So if you want to come by and have a conversation about some difficult material or how you can improve your grade, see me anytime, Monday through Thursday, just not during the hours I have listed there. My office telephone is listed, but far and away the best way to reach me is via my email there. If you send me an email, oftentimes I will have it answered that evening as long as it didn't come in very late. But at the very least, I strive to answer all of my student emails within 24 hours. So if not the day you send it, sometime the next day, I will have you a response if you just send me an email. Again, I've got the major course goals listed. I'm not going to read those out to you, but you can look through those to get an idea of what kind of topics we might cover this semester in chemistry. And then you will see in the next section the required course materials. So we use the We use an open educational resource, the OpenStax Chemistry Atoms First textbook, the second edition of that textbook. You can find that at the link there provided for free completely, the virtual version. There is no need to buy a paper copy, either the bound or the book-like copies of the text. However, I have had students opt to do so in the past because they like having that physical text in front of you, and if you do, that's fine. But just know that purchasing the text is not required. I tried to make that very blatantly obvious in the bookstore listing for this class. So no need to purchase the text. It is available virtually for free. You will want to get yourself some laboratory eye protection. However, I would wait until my first lab meeting to ask my instructor what kind of eye protection they prefer before running out and buying. There are some optional materials listed here. There you can get the printed chapters of the OpenStax text like I mentioned. We do offer a printed lab manual in the bookstore. However, again, I give that to you digitally, or your lab instructor will give that to you digitally, and you can print it out yourself. So there's no necessary reason to go buy it unless you just want to have that printed copy. And then finally, you'll want to get a scientific or a graphing calculator. Something like this is more than acceptable. If you already have a graphing calculator, you can go out and get one, or you don't have to. If you already have a graphing calculator, great. But if you don't, if you're not going to take a bunch of math and science and you just want a cheap calculator to get you through this chemistry course, you can grab a Texas Instruments TI-30X2. You can find those at Walmart or Target for $10. You probably will want to get yourself some physical calculator because you can't use a phone as your calculator on the exam. So you'll want some kind of calculator at some point during the course. Following the materials is the grading policies, and you can see there. Be aware, here in the chemistry department, we grade on a 9-point grading scale, and that's a little different from some of the other classes on campus. Most probably grade on a 10-point scale, but we are grading our chemistry sections on a 9-point scale. So A's range from 100 down to 91. Anything below 91 through 82 is a B. Anything below 82 through 73 is a C. Anything below 73 through 64 is a D, and anything less than a 64 is an F. So please be aware of that 9-point grading scale. It's just a little bit different from the 10 points. That grade will be a combination of the following. So each module exam counts 8 points towards your grade for a total of 40%. You will have some discussion boards that I will show you to do on a weekly basis. Since this is an online course, we need some kind of collaboration, some kind of assignment to help us to get engaged with our peers, and that is going to be a discussion board type assignment. So I'll show you those shortly. And we do have a cumulative final exam in this course worth 5% of the overall grade. Weekly online quizzes will be worth 20% of your grade, and the laboratory will be worth 25% of the overall grade. This is a 4-hour credit course. The laboratory and the lecture are not separate. They're combined into one grade, and that is why the lab will make up 25% of that grade. Makeup work. If you miss one of the weekly homework quiz assignments, those will be accepted up to 1 week late with a 50% penalty. And if that becomes a recurring problem for one individual, notice I can revoke that privilege for abuse up to my discretion. But as long as this is not something that's happening every week, then I don't expect that will be have to come to that point. Module exams, the exams, they're not going to be accepted late. You get a 4-day window to do those, so make sure you have set some time aside for yourself to do those module exams. If you get in a bad accident or something and you're in the hospital, I'm not heartless, but saying I forgot is not going to get you any kind of grace on getting those exams made up. So please go ahead and make sure those dates are in your calendar now. And the rest of the syllabus here just kind of goes through what you're going to be expected to do as far as academic integrity and attendance. This being an online class, the attendance is going to be, your attendance grade will come from the discussion board assignments, and there is a necessary requirement for you to be working on the assignments on a regular basis, and the way the state defines that is 2 consecutive weeks. So if you go more than 2 weeks without completing any kind of quiz or any kind of assignment in the course, no matter how good your grade is at that time, you will be dropped from the course. Now, you will see an email from me saying, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while, if that situation does arise, but be aware that those are the consequences, and that is a hard deadline. If you don't show up for more than 2 weeks, you will be dropped from the course, so please be aware of that. And then, of course, there is a course schedule overview of the schedule that we have. But if you close that out, you will notice the next thing under the course syllabus is the schedule of assignments. And in the schedule of assignments, I've got each unit laid out with the weekly assignments that are due. So you'll notice a pattern here. All of my weekly quizzes are due either on Sundays or Wednesday evenings, and they will always be due at midnight on that day. So you need to be thinking every Sunday and every Wednesday, let me make sure I have all of my chemistry work complete, and the dates are given to you here. You can also see when the exams will be available for each unit. And that's the one I said, go ahead and mark on your calendar so you don't miss that. Exams will be available from a Thursday to a Sunday always, and they will be available from 12:01 a.m. on that Thursday all the way through 11:59 p.m. on that Sunday. So you'll have the full Sunday through Thursday to find yourself 2 hours to sit down and take those exams. And then finally, your fifth and final exam will be done and will be available during that final exam period, December 10th through the 15th. So make sure, keep an eye on that course schedule that will tell you the dates of all of the assignments. These are all of the assignments other than the discussion boards that you will need to complete for success in Chemistry 151. So closing that out, moving further down the page, you now can see the tabs that make up all of the different units and modules for the course. The first one you come to is the lab. If you open the lab up, you can see all of the information. You can see some of it hidden for you guys. I believe your lab instructor makes that available as the semester moves on. So you can see the very first little bit of safety information and safety data sheet. You can close that up for now until you get ready to do your lab work. The next thing we see is the discussion board. And so every week there will be a new discussion for you to take part in, and this will be part of your attendance and participation grade. This will be the bulk of your participation grade for the course. And the first week is simply an introduction. Every week you will need to open this, and I will provide a prompt. Sometimes there is an article, a short blog or something to read. Sometimes there might be a short video to watch, and you will respond to that prompt after watching the video or digesting the information. After you have responded, you need to respond by midnight on Wednesday. Remember, always do on Sunday and Wednesday. Your first response to that topic. Then by the Sunday following that Wednesday, so by Sunday night of that week, you need to have 2 responses, 2 thoughtful responses to your peers. And thoughtful responses include more than just, oh, I completely agree with you. Oh, I think that's a wonderful thought. You have to provide some feedback and some rebuttal sometimes. So 2 thoughtful responses to classmates by Sunday evening. And again, that's where the bulk of that attendance and participation grade will come from. After the discussion boards, you see each of the standalone units, and if you drop those open, you will find the weekly assignments. That's the first thing in each of the units. Now, in the rest of the unit section there, you will find links to me giving lectures for the different topics that are covered by the assignments, but also when you open the assignments, I have linked directly to the lectures on YouTube and the notes that go along with those lectures to help you complete each one of those assignments. Those again are relisted down here, and so underneath all of the assignments you will find the YouTube sections, or you will find those YouTube lectures already linked again. You will find lecture PowerPoints and guided notes linked again. And then I will also have some extra videos from other presenters, other places around the internet, YouTube and Khan Academy, and some other chemistry websites, just as supplemental information to help you gain a different perspective, wrap your brain around particularly tough topics, things of that nature. So make sure you're checking those out as you're working on the material, so you're not only getting it from me. Maybe you don't like the way I explain, a topic. There's always there's a million different ways to say something. So make sure you're taking some of that in as well. Also, I have a practice exam, so you can get in there and practice that material before you take that unit exam every time. So don't neglect that resource either. But the important thing is, under each unit are those weekly assignments that need to be done every Sunday night and Wednesday night according to the schedule of assignments there at the top. So that's how you find your weekly assignments and your resources to complete them. Now finally, the last thing you need to be able to do is access your exams when the time comes. To access the exams, you will go under the exam portal heading there and click on the exam access link. And you will notice, now yours will look a little bit different from this right here, but you will come to a dashboard that looks like this. And this is the dashboard from which you are going to access all of your online exams. Just a heads up, this is a virtual proctoring system that is going to require you to have your camera on while you take your exams. You are going to have to turn your camera on, show it the materials you are using, show it the room that you are using. If this is something that you are not comfortable doing with your own equipment or doing in your own space, I am happy to offer you both a computer and space to do that here on campus, but you would need to arrange that with me as the test time gets here. Just let me know if that's something, but I have to have some kind of system to prevent the use of all of that great technology out there these days on my exams, and so this video proctoring system is the best thing that I have. So in order to make sure that you can use this proctoring system, one of the things I need you to do is to open this exams access up sometimes at the beginning of the course now, and do the proctor practice exam in there. All that is for is to show that you can use the proctor system, show that you know how to access these exams, and make sure that this system runs well with your computer on your connection wherever you do. So when you do this, when you take this proctor one, if you plan on taking these at your house, and especially if you live far out of town somewhere, take this, open that proctor practice at your house, because it's going to make sure that your network is, or your connection is stable and fast enough to support this tool also. So make sure you open this practice wherever you plan on taking these exams at. Again, if you don't want to do it in your house, you can do it somewhere else. I don't care where you do it. You just have to be on video while you're taking your exams. You can do it in Starbucks for all I care. So that's how we will access our exam. Make sure you take that proctor practice sometime this early week to make sure that we have all of those bugs ironed out, if there are any, before the actual exam time gets here. So that covers the weekly assignments, it covers the discussion boards, it covers the exams that we will take here in this class. Feel free, if there's anything else I can help you get started with or answer for you, please feel free to email me. I always love hearing from students, and I never quite get the connection with the online class like I do with the students that I see on a way more frequent basis, but that's okay. I'm here to help. I'm here to help you succeed, and I will do whatever it takes to make sure that you feel supported to do that. So please reach out if there's anything else I can answer for you. I look forward to a great semester, and I hope you have fun learning some chemistry this fall. See you later, and good luck.